Hi, my name is Goldman. I'm the director and founder of Goldman and Associates. Our firm has a primary focus on family law issues here in Michigan. And today we're continuing our video series about relevant family issues, issues that impact family law. I think you'll find it very interesting. Please subscribe to our channel. Today we're going to talk about the role of a divorce lawyer after the divorce is over. So it's an interesting scenario. You know, you've gone through the divorce. You're battle worn. You figure that now that you're divorced, courtrooms and judges and lawyers are no longer going to be part of your life. Wouldn't that be fantastic? The problem is, though, that much like people have difficulty getting along in their marriage, which may result in a divorce, a lot of times the post-divorce relationship is quite challenging. Especially in a circumstance where you can imagine where one person wanted the divorce, one person didn't, and now there's all this resentment about the divorce, and he or she's going to hate you pretty much for the rest of your life. And that's okay. But the problem is when you need some cooperation. Where are you going with it? How are you going to get it from him or her in light of the fact that you're not exactly on their Christmas list, okay? So how do we do that? And what role can the lawyer play in this? Let me give you a scenario. Let's say you had a parenting time arrangement worked out. It was quite a struggle. The parties litigated in front of the judge and you could agree, but finally we got it all worked out. It accommodates her work schedule, accommodates your work schedule, accommodates everybody. The problem is somebody's work schedule all of a sudden changes. She's put on a separate shift. Your overtime has been removed, so now you're available more or whatever. Now what do we have to do? We have to modify the existing parenting time agreement. Can we do that? Yes, we can, but it should be done with the cooperation of the other person. Well, what if you can't get that cooperation? Because the two of you aren't exactly on speaking terms. What do? Well, that's where the role of the lawyer comes in. Even though the divorce is over and the case is over, your lawyer can still file the appropriate motions and get the appropriate stipulations to modify an agreement. It could be parenting time or support or anything like that in order for you to be able to move on. Remember, things that you do on your own without the benefit of a court order really don't count, so to speak. In other words, the court doesn't know that you've done this. So let's say you're paying support based on the child not being with you at all. Now your work changes. Now the child's with you 3 overnights a week. You're still paying the same support. A year down the road, when all this money's being taken from you over what it should be, you're not going to be able to come to the court and say, well, gee, Judge, we had a private arrangement that goes back a year. Because if the other person denies it, there's no way to prove it. So, and the court's going to say, you know what, you should have come to me. I'm the boss around here. That's what the judge is going to say. So therefore, it's important to get these things documented with court orders. And that's the key. That's why it's important to keep your lawyer in the loop. Even though your divorce may be over, you never know when you may need that attorney for other things, what we call post-judgment matters. So this is something certainly to keep in your radar as you end your divorce process with the courts. Now, if you have any questions about that, reach out and we'll be glad to help you out.